I'd said in an earlier posting that the Galatians 5 fruit of the Spirit is sort of a triad of triads. You first have love, joy, and peace, and they seem to be directed Godward. And they're kind of a general rule: love, joy, peace, the general virtues of the Christian: love, joy, peace, and attitude toward God. Our Christian's first love for God, and that our chief joy and our deepest peace comes from our love and peace, joy with God. The second one is patience, kindness, goodness, and that seems to be social virtues directed toward mankind, horizontal level. First one's vertical, horizontal level, and really being kind to man, good to man, rather than being Godward in that sense. Patience, long suffering toward people, maybe toward those who aggravate you or grate you or persecute you. Kindness is a question of disposition and heart, and goodness being the actual deeds. The third triad, of course, is faithfulness and gentleness, self-control. And that seems to be directed more inward traits toward ourselves. But there's a partnership with God, so it's almost vertical and horizontal. And it really comes out in the reliability of the Christian soul. As we consider goodness, it's kind of a natural, or just, we get that kindness and goodness kind of seem to go hand in hand. They're just like almost the same thing, right? But there's a slight difference. Kindness is an attitude of the heart or of the mind, while goodness puts that attitude into action. Kindness is knowing what is good to do. Goodness is actually doing it and putting feet to your faith, so to speak. Now, I know that that's not always easy, especially in the times that we're living in. Paul writes about these things in Romans 7, where he's saying, man, the good that I want to do, I don't do. And that which I don't want to do, I keep doing. Who can save me from this wretched man that I am? Thanks be to God through Jesus Christ. So the Christian walk, it shouldn't be an ongoing experience of defeat, continuous defeat. That's not what God wants for us. Indeed, it isn't. If we are keeping stride with the Spirit, being led by the Spirit of God, and just yielding to the Spirit of God, growing in the fruit of the Spirit. If we were left to ourselves, that wouldn't be good. It would be trouble. And yes, we could not do what we would do or would even want to do. Not on our own. That would just be kind of religious soul action, and it wouldn't really get us anywhere, because we'd be dealing with our old nature. And believe me, our soul doesn't mind being religious. It's our spirit that we got to be led by the Spirit of God who lives in our spirit. But if we walk according to the Spirit, Galatians 5:16 says, then we're not going to fulfill all those gratifications of the flesh. Yeah. In fact, here's the word. It says, but I say, walk in the Spirit, and you will not gratify the desires of the flesh. For the desires of the flesh are against the Spirit, and the desires of the Spirit are against the flesh. For these are opposed to one another, to keep us from doing the things that we want to do. But if you're led by the Spirit, you're not under the law. And of course, Galatians 5:22-23, our main verse here, is saying the fruit of the Spirit. For the fruit of the Spirit is love, joy, and peace, and patience, and kindness, goodness, faithfulness, gentleness, and self-control. Against such, there is no law. So let's make every effort today to yield to God in every way, every situation, allowing His Spirit who lives inside us to magnify the Son of God. So it's not I that live, but Christ in me. Remember that old song? little chorus. And step by step you lead me, and I will follow you all of my days. Yeah, step by step you lead me, and I will follow you all of